Hello and welcome to Track by Track Reviews. I'm Rory Sullivan, and it is 2011. 2010 is officially over, and you guys have been waiting for it. I've been waiting to do it. My top 10 albums of 2010. I'm going to get right into the top 10 now. At number 10, an album that I initially loved. I gave it an 8.5 when it came out, and while I still love it, I acknowledge certain flaws. The album is Peepers by the band Polar Bear, sort of jazz rock band from the UK. Um, yeah, I acknowledge certain flaws now, like some songs tend to drone on and some are just way too noisy. I'm thinking of the two very short tracks, Scream and something else, um, they're just noise. There's no other way to describe it. But that being said, there's no denying the talent of this band. Seb Rochford is an insanely tasteful drummer, and the saxophones on this album play beautifully off of each other. There's some incredible saxophone work on this album. And it's fully instrumental with no words spoken. This album still offers a wide range of emotions. The Love Didn't Go Anywhere is great. Drunken Pharaoh is just crazy. There's a lot of insanity on this album, and I love it. Each song offers something different, and even if they don't all hit their mark, the ones that do hit it dead on. Coming in at number 9 is Bonobo's Black Sands, another UK artist, and this not-so-electronic album offers genres like jazz, classical, hip-hop, trip-hop, dance, electronic, and world influences that flow together seamlessly from the mind of Simon Green. This album utilizes hip-hop beats, strings, brass, woodwinds, the voice of Andrea Triana for a diverse yet cohesive album. And the amazing thing about this album is not only that he combined all these things, but that he did it with such care and precision so perfectly. He makes it seem effortless. My number 8 album was a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. The album is The Age of Odds by Sufjan Stevens, and a lot of people would say he buried himself under electronics, but for me, he fused himself with them. He really had a go big or go home mentality with this album, and he just went huge. I have to mention that my love of this album has faded since I first heard it, but my love of Impossible Soul just keeps going up. The 25-minute behemoth at the end of this album, it's a great song, it just keeps getting better. And the thing we love most about Sufjan Stevens, his heart is far from drowned out on this album, I think. His music is as beautiful and interesting as ever. My number 7 album is Grinder Man 2 by, you guessed it, Grinder Man. Nick Cave is at it again, and with this album, Grinder Man packs a punch, and I mean a punch. They combine gritty guitar work with raunchy lyrics, and I gotta say, it's not often that you smile and are completely grossed out at the same time. I mean, the sexual innuendos on Worm Tamer are great. The storytelling on the opening track and also Kitchenette are great. This is just a great album, and I have to quote Sean Caldwell from No Ripcord Music Reviews. Nick Cave wrote No Pussy Blues. It shouldn't surprise me at all that a man of 53 years of age, even someone as literarily adept as Cave, could be so preoccupied with his dick. My number 6 album pays tribute to a lot of psychedelic 60s bands, citing influences from the Beatles and Cream. The album is Inner Speaker from the band Tame Impala, and their psychedelic rock debut is impressive. The band perfectly executes long psychedelic jams like the opening track and Runway Houses City Clouds, and also short little psychedelic pop tracks like Lucidity and Solitude is Bliss. The amount of reverb used on this album is hypnotic, and I just keep coming back to this album. It's easy to listen to and it's fun. What it might lack in originality is definitely made up for in just good old-fashioned catchiness. We are now into the top 5, and I've got to talk about Gorillaz' Plastic Beach. This album has just been slowly creeping up this list. It started off not even on the list, then it was my number 10, now it's number 5. Who knows, a month from now could be even higher, because initially this album just it just didn't stick for me. It was way too long, and some of the tracks I just really couldn't get into. Now I can listen to this thing from start to finish, and while there's still some tracks I can't really get into, like Sweepstakes or Rhinestone Eyes or Glitter Freeze, I can still listen to the thing from start to finish. I love Superfast Jellyfish. I love Stylo. I love Broken. I love that song. And of course, not technically the opening track, but the track with Snoop Dogg, Welcome to the World of the Plastic Beach, killer track. People were talking about the guest appearances on Kanye West's new album. This album has way better guest appearances, and from a way wider variety of genres. Like, oh, Kanye West has Bon Iver, whoa. Gorillaz have fucking Paul Simon and Lou Reed and Bobby Womack and Mos Def and Snoop Dogg and De La Soul. That's insane for all of them to be on one album and all of them to do an incredible job. I really have to say, I've never been a huge fan of Gorillaz. I've always definitely respected them and liked them, but I think this is probably the most creative thing not only Gorillaz have done, but probably the most creative thing that Damon Albarn has done. And that's saying something. He's got a long history. Definitely listen to this album. My number 4 album is Heartland by Owen Pallett, and this is the first album of the year that absolutely blew me away. Sam referred to him as what Andrew Bird wishes he could be, and I'm not going to say that because I love Andrew Bird and I think he's an incredible violinist and musician, but Owen Pallett, I think definitely is a little more impressive. I mean, he basically utilizes like an entire orchestra, and he stuffed an epic album into like 45 minutes of music, which is even more impressive. And it's just got some of the best songs of the year. The instrumentation is incredible, and you really need to read along with the lyric sheets to get the story also. But damn, it's got some of the best songs of the year with Midnight Directives, What Do You Think Will Happen Now, The Great Elsewhere. It's just an incredible album, and I highly suggest it. My number 3 album might get some heads shaking, but my number 3 album is Avi Buffalo's self-titled album, their debut. For me, I'm just always going to kind of be a sucker for this kind of stuff, just really intimate songwriting, and not only that, but it whips up so much nostalgia, this band. It feels bad like I'm back in my senior year of high school, and that's because these guys are so young, and girl, are so young. They're so young, and that comes across at times, but also they're incredibly wise. I mean, the songwriting is extremely well done. This is just how indie rock should be done. It shouldn't be done the way Surfer Blood is trying to do it, with just boring instrumentation and no songwriting. It should be this. And these guys are not only good songwriters, they're good at their instruments. I mean, the drumming and guitar work on the opening track and Remember Last Time is impressive, and I didn't expect that. I mean, obviously, the big track on the album is What's in It For, and that's what got me into this album. It's just nostalgic as hell, and I love it. I love albums that take me somewhere else, and this album does that. My number 2 album is Deer Hunter's Halcyon Digest. Like I said, I've never been a fan of Deer Hunter, but this album just stuck immediately, and this is an album, and I can't say this about a whole lot of albums. I can listen to it once, and then just restart it and listen to it again and enjoy it just as much. For me, the slow tracks are just as interesting as the quick tracks. I mean, Earthquake sucked me in immediately. I remember I heard that song and I emailed Duffy and was like, I have new hope for the new Deer Hunter album because that song's amazing. Earthquake, Helicopter is great, Sailing is great, Basement Scene is great. Every single song on this album is great. And it's just super consistent and super fun. There's no point in the album where it drops off. It's just the whole way through you can listen to it, and I love it. And my number 1 album of the year, The Tallest Man on Earth's The Wild Hunt. I just fucking love this album. I will say, I was a little disappointed when I bought the CD, and it was like, there's no lyric sheets or anything. It just says like, thank you from Christian Madsen, and there's nothing. It's just a disc and cardboard. But I love the album. It's easily my favorite album of the year. This and Halcyon Digest were head-to-head for a little bit, but then I realized I just don't have the same connection with Halcyon Digest that I do to this. Yeah, you could easily say he's he's no innovator. This has been done before, but no one's doing it better than him right now. Christian Madsen, aka the tallest man on earth, has upped his guitar playing. He's more confident in his singing and songwriting, which are all equally impressive. I mean, this guy does it all, and he's not going to go out and put out like an electronic album. And the biggest change in the past two albums is he's got a track with piano now, and there's less banjo on this album. And it's like, whoa, piano, slow down now. And like that's the biggest change you're gonna get. This album's even more consistent than Halcyon Digest. Every song is like a 5-star song for me. It's bordering on perfect. Above all, his music was just, I don't know what album this year has more heart or passion put into it. You can hear it in his singing and his songwriting. It's just beautiful. Love Is All is probably the most beautiful song of the year. King of Spain, the guitars and his voice are fucking awesome. It's just a great album. Go buy it. Buy it like twice or something. It's that good. I mean, I can't say enough about this album. I just love it. So, yeah. Man crush for sure. But yeah, that's my list. Leave your top 10. What were your favorite albums of the year? Leave top 5, top 1. Just what was your favorite? Leave yo, I agree with you. Yo, I disagree with you. Don't be a dick. That's the rule as always. I'm gonna say honorable mention. I'm just gonna throw them out there real quick. Hella Goats, Goodness Gracious, and Ariel Pink's Haunted Graffiti Before Today. That almost made the list. I'm sorry, Sam. It couldn't. For some reason, I could put that album on right now and enjoy the shit out of it, but I never am like in the mood. I'm never like, oh, I really want to listen to Before Today right now. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I just can't. But yeah, that's my list, as I said. So just leave comments, and I will see you guys next time with a review of I don't know what. It'll probably be a little while because I'm on break right now. I'm enjoying myself. But yeah. I hope you guys like The Tallest Man on Earth as much as I do, because he makes some fucking good music, yeah. But yeah, I'm Rory for Track by Track Reviews. This has been finally my top 10 list, and I'll see you guys sometime in the near future. Keep subscribing. It's been a great year. Have a happy new year, or I hope you had a happy new year, and have a great rest of your life. Bye.